Have you ever jumped in a big splashy puddle after it rains? It is so much fun, isn't it? You see the water there, all shiny on the ground. But then, a little while later, maybe when the bright sun comes out, you look again. The puddle is smaller. Or perhaps it is completely gone. Where did all that water go? Did a giant come and drink it all up with a massive straw? Or did it just magically disappear into thin air? These are excellent questions for a young scientist to ask. It might seem like magic, but it is something even more wondrous. It is science. The water has not truly vanished forever. Instead, it has embarked on an incredible journey. This journey is a huge, continuous loop, happening all the time, all over our amazing planet Earth. We call this fantastic journey the water cycle. It is a bit like a giant cosmic recycling program for all the water in the world. The same water has been going around and around for billions of years. Without this constant movement of water, our world would be a very different place indeed. Let us explore this amazing adventure together, step by step, and uncover the secrets of where the water goes. So what is the first step in this grand water adventure? It is called evaporation. Imagine the sun, our very own star, shining brightly in the sky. The sun sends down its warm rays like a gentle hug for the earth. When this warmth touches the water in puddles or in big lakes, or even in the vast oceans, something amazing happens. The sun's energy gives the tiny water particles called molecules a little bit of a push. These water molecules get so much energy from the sun that they start to wiggle and jiggle very fast. They get so excited that they break free from the rest of the water. They become incredibly light and float upwards into the air. They change from a liquid, the water we can see and touch, into a gas. This gas is called water vapor. This whole process is evaporation. Now, what happens to all that invisible water vapor once it has floated high up into the sky? Well, up there, it gets much, much colder. Think about climbing a very tall mountain. The higher you go, the chillier the air becomes. It is the same for the water vapor. As it rises, it cools down. And when water vapor gets cold enough, something truly spectacular begins to happen. This next amazing step in the water cycle is called condensation. During condensation, the cold air makes the tiny, invisible water vapor particles huddle together. They join up with other water vapor particles and also with tiny, tiny specks of dust or pollen that are floating in the air. They form clouds. So we have these amazing clouds full of tiny water droplets or delicate ice crystals floating high above us. They drift and wander with the winds, sometimes white and fluffy, sometimes dark and imposing. But what happens when these clouds gather more and more water? The tiny droplets bump into each other and join together, becoming bigger and heavier. Eventually, these water droplets or ice crystals become so big and heavy that the air can no longer hold them up. The cloud simply gets too full, and when that happens, the water has to come back down to Earth. This is the next exciting stage of the water cycle, and it is called precipitation. Precipitation is any form of water that falls from clouds and reaches the ground. Once the precipitation reaches the ground, it might soak into the soil, helping plants to grow. So, let us recap this incredible journey. It all starts with the sun's warmth causing evaporation. Water from oceans, lakes, rivers, and even puddles turns into invisible water vapor and rises into the sky. This invisible vapor travels upwards, higher and higher, on a silent voyage into the atmosphere. Then, high up where it is cold, condensation happens. The water vapor cools down and changes back into tiny liquid water droplets or ice crystals. These tiny particles all gather together, forming the clouds we see. When the clouds get too full and the water droplets or ice crystals become too heavy, they fall back to Earth as precipitation. This could be gentle rain, soft snow, icy sleet, or even lumpy hail. The water returns to the surface, a gift from the sky. The water gathers in rivers, lakes, oceans, and underground, ready for the sun to warm it and start the whole amazing cycle all over again. This water cycle is a never-ending dance, a beautiful rhythm of nature. Now that you know all about the water cycle, you are officially a water cycle explorer. You understand the secret journey of water, from a tiny puddle to a giant cloud and back again. It is not magic. It is the incredible science of our planet at work. Every time you see rain or a cloud or even a puddle drying up, you will know the amazing story behind it. You can look at the world with new eyes, understanding these fundamental processes. Let's play a quick game to see what you have learned. I will ask a question and you can shout out the answer. What is it called when the sun turns water into an invisible gas? Answer: evaporation. What do we call the big fluffy things in the sky made of tiny water droplets? Answer: clouds. When water falls from clouds as rain or snow, what is that called? Answer: precipitation. Where does water gather after it falls back to Earth? Answer: collection in rivers, lakes, oceans. Well done, explorers, you are brilliant. The water cycle is so important in our daily lives. It gives us fresh water to drink, which we all need to survive. So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep looking at the wonders of the world around you.